one of the largest mobile payment and commerce platforms, Paytm, facilitated 7 million transactions worth millions of dollars on Saturday. Now, the spike in the cashless payment system is benefiting from the Indian government's decision to withdraw 500 and 1,000 rupee currency notes. Surev Roy explains why mobile payment systems are taking off in India.
An economy that runs primarily on cash. Thrown off guard by a radical plan by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Earlier this month, he banned 500 and 1,000 rupees currency notes in India to fight corruption and black money. People have been trying to get hold of smaller currency notes, but the market doesn't have enough.
We can't determine the percent of the effect of demonetization in these past 10 days, but all businesses have been affected. It has affected the businesses because there is no cash, and that's why people are not coming.
People have money, but in higher bills. 2,000 rupee notes for which we don't have change because we are a small-time business. If someone has 100 rupee or 50 rupee notes, then he will save it for domestic purposes instead of spending it here.
Because of this, one of India's biggest mobile payment and commerce platforms, Paytm, has witnessed unprecedented growth. On Saturday alone, more than 7 million people carried out transactions worth $25 million. Consumers are able to pay for groceries, take care of the utility bills, and even pay for a tuk-tuk driver using Paytm. The company says it has added 150,000 new merchants to its existing network of 100,000. Paytm says since demonetization, it has served over 45 million users and signed up more than 5 million new ones. And while many businesses in India are struggling with the government's new rules, digital wallet and mobile gateway services are thriving. Surev Roy, TRT World.
And Surev joins us in the studio now. Surev, just explain a little further. You mentioned that the demonetization or pulling out of the big notes in India has created this spike in the Paytm. Just explain why.
That's because, Matt, suddenly there's a huge dearth of currency notes in India. And this is an economy which is completely dependent on cash. And when 85% of the economy is running on 500 and 1,000 rupee notes, which suddenly go missing from the economy, there has to be an alternate payment system. And that alternate payment system has emerged as digital wallets or payment gateways like Paytm.
Is that something that we see only amongst the reasonably affluent middle classes, or are all levels of society using this?
Unfortunately, it is the affluent middle class which is using this primarily. However, it is trickling down to people at the grassroots level as well, because services like Paytm also have their user interface in Hindi. And a lot of these people who buy smartphones, and India has over 1 billion smartphones, go online for the first time through smartphones.
1 billion smartphones,
That's
incredible.
right. And so these people get to use these preloaded applications, and they use it for their own better services.
Do you think the government wanted this all along? By taking out the 1,000 and 500 notes, they're pushing people towards using cards and Paytm and so on. And all these things have a paper trail and much harder to evade taxes, perhaps.
Absolutely. The idea was to bring in accountability. So there's one way of buying a car by paying 50% of the value of the car in black money, and the other way is to, get a 10% rebate through Paytm, yet paid through a credit card or paid through an accountable service, which leads to your payment habit as well as to your spending habits as well.
You mentioned black money, Surev, just for the benefit of our viewers who haven't heard that expression, just explain what that means.
Well, black money is ill-gotten wealth, or it is wealth that you have stashed or hoarded with yourself and you've evaded from the taxman, and which is why this is all wealth which is kept under the rugs or hidden somewhere in cash.
Right, now know where to go. It's under the rug. Okay,
That's
thanks,
right.
Surev. Appreciate it. Not under the mattress. Okay.